Welcome to another episode of Confessions of a Dawg. In this episode, that we're going to be speaking on the subject regarding women and why it seemed like women became the new bullies, as said on the title. I want to make sure I make this perfectly clear. This episode hopefully allows a lot of men and women to taking consideration of the things you say, take consideration of your energy, and consideration when you're interacting with people. We don't really talk too much about how each and every woman have to deal with a plethora of, I want to say, resistance in order to try to reach their goals. Now, as time has continued, been able to go on, we've been seeing more and more availability for women to succeed certain goals, but it's definitely not enough. And hopefully, this episode gives a lot of us a new perspective on just how we go about treating each other and just putting each other and working with each other to reach the common goal, which is peace, prosperity, and equal opportunity for everyone. Thank you. Please like and share, subscribe to the YouTube, and I hope you enjoy the show. Welcome. This is Who Cares Podcast, hosted by your boy Tim O. Die. All right. I got a special episode today. We're gonna talk about some stuff today. Now this one is completely designated in for the women. I asked the question on Facebook and all that stuff. It's 2022. Now, are women the new bullies? I'm going to say that one more time. It's 2022. Are women the new bullies of the universe? Hear me out on this, right? Now, I'm not the type that's just going to say random things without having some sort of, reasoning or explanations or, some type of, significant evidence to showcase why I may or may not, for this particular show, I do agree that women are the new bullies. But I'm going to tell you why, though. First and foremost, you got to look at the history of what a lot of women unfortunately had to go through in this world to get them to be at a point that they at now. We got to understand that women in general, for as long as we can remember in regards of time, has received the short end of the stick in a lot of situations, especially from regarding their mental situations. A lot of women have been physically, verbally abused just from, since the beginning that they could remember. And it's not always done by quote unquote men. You got women who've been abused psychologically, physically, spiritually, energetically by other women as well. You ever heard the old saying, it's never fun when the rabbit has the gun? I'm quite sure many of us heard that. And that is definitely the case in the climate that we in. The thing is, we have a lot of females these days who still remember the hurt this over a significant period of time. You got to understand, we have women right now who are in their 20s, 30s, that's still dealing with a lot of scenarios to where they've been hurt. And unfortunately, one of the worst things, and I ain't gonna say the worst things, but one of the most counterproductive things you can do to a woman after hurting her is giving her power. That's why it's so important that we pray for one another, and that we pray for everyone to find a certain level of peace in their life. I look at power, a voice. Let's just stick to the term power as a term of, it's like a drug. It's almost addictive, especially if you give it to someone who never felt that type of high before. That's why one of the main things and the main reasons a lot of experience and a lot of the the grandmothers and the grandfathers and the people who was just filled with so much knowledge, one of the first things they always try to influence the grandbabies or influence people around them to protect your peace and just make sure you at a state of mind to where you're forgiving before you reach a certain level of power, and never truly forget where you come from and never forget where you've been, because God always got a way to humble us. And I do a lot of different research. I'm actually researching all the time. I'm researching while I'm working. I'm researching while I'm having my downtime. It's just something that's just instilled in me. I can't help but research things. I can't help but just pick up on things and just see things and just notice people's actions and people's storylines, and and to see situations and stuff when things occur, why are they acting the way they act. We don't ask the correct questions in regards of why is this woman acting like a bully. You got to ask the question, okay, what drove her to the point to where she feel like she needs to act this way? Like, what's her background? What's her history? Where she comes from? You don't know her scenarios. And I know a lot of people won't agree with me, especially a lot of women won't agree with me, but women are not naturally wired to be in certain positions of power. So they gotta learn to be strong. They gotta learn to get to a point and get to a level in life where they find a certain amount of peace to where they're able to make concise decisions without putting their feelings into it. And that's something that takes a lot of prayer, a lot of meditation, a lot of discipline, and a lot of commitment. It is very, very difficult. And that's why it's not a fact that you look at a situation where you're trying to babyfy a woman or pacify a woman. You just got to understand the human body. You got to understand the psychological part of a woman. Certain things with women you just can't do, or you can't say, you can't treat them a certain way because they're not naturally or physically wired to deal with a certain level of, let's just call it what it is, abuse. And abuse is never good at all, but it's more detrimental to a woman when you abuse her mentally, when you abuse her physically, when you abuse her spiritually. Now, you gotta that doesn't go for all women. Because let's just be real, some women are just some manipulative little motherfuckers. No different than men too. That's just a mind state. A person's mentality is their mind state. It has nothing to do with their gender per se, but in regards of a woman, they already naturally has a certain amount of estrogen in them, which something men doesn't have, which causes them to be easily more emotional than men. And that's just what it is. So whenever you see situations to where it can be a very delicate situation, like in the regards of, harassment, abuse, or something that's just seen very, very, just something that's just all around just don't seem right. You notice a woman's reaction. This is one thing you got to start paying attention to when you're looking at women, and when you're paying attention to women. Sit down and watch TV with your woman, or a woman. Sit down, watch a television show, watch a movie, watch anything, and just pay attention to how she naturally reacts to certain scenarios that may have happened in the movie. If you're watching a movie that's suspenseful drama, when certain scenes come on, you gotta always be attentive and pay attention to see how that person is going to react when a certain scenario, a certain scene come on. If it's a situation where domestic violence is a part of it, then you got to pay attention to the body's natural reactions. And that's one thing that a lot of people in general don't seem to grasp, that certain understanding. You got to be able to know the difference between a natural reaction and an alternate reaction. Because you got some people that does both. You got individuals, and I'm just staying on the subject of women in this situation, that does both. Because let's be honest, we got some women out there that believe they found the cheat code in regards of putting a man in a very susceptible or vulnerable position. Because we got to understand, and I don't think a lot of people really take this as seriously as it needs to be taken. We are literally at everyday spiritual warfare daily. The person that you think you fighting against, you don't know who you're actually fighting against spiritually, because you never really know a person's spirit until you pay attention and they show you exactly what their spirit is. And unfortunately, just like anything in life, and when you're dealing with people, human beings, especially hurt human beings, you're going to be able to have to identify a certain level of manipulation. That's just part of the human nature. Like, manipulation is part of human nature. There's nothing that can change it. It's going to always be around. You just got to be able to try your best to identify which one is which. And rest his soul to Bob Marley, he said, everybody's going to hurt you. You just need to figure out who are the people that is worth hurting for. That's one of the greatest things about going into our gut instincts. Because let's be honest, you got women out here who literally prey on men or women to look for a certain opportunity that's going to cause harm towards that person. That's just the way it is. That's just literally the way it is. And unfortunately, it's not a situation to where I could look at it or seeing it change for any, period of time, because it's just so it's so engraved in the spirit of this country. And I'm just speaking, not even just this country, just of this planet. It is engraved in this planet. Hurt people hurt people. Point blank, period. Hurt people are always going to hurt people. Until a person is no longer, and until a woman is no longer at a place where she is hurting, it's the only way she's going to stop hurting other people. And you got to also understand, women naturally holds grudges. Naturally. If you hurt a woman, I guarantee you she'll never forget about it. Now, she need to be able to discipline herself to be able to move forward and move on from the situation. And I am not at liberty to say that they should do it, because this is a choice. At the end of the day, if a person want to be, mad or bitter about something that happened to them for the rest of their life, that is their honest, opportunity. They can do that. We may not agree with it, but they can do it. One of the main reasons why women has developed this sense of to where they have became the bully is simply because the same people that hurt them also try to dictate to them how long they should be hurt. You can't do that. If you hurt someone, you cannot determine how long it should take them to get over the hurt. Now, that's not something I would obviously recommend. I wouldn't recommend anyone to walk around with any type of animosity towards other people, or any type of, negative energy or vendetta against someone. I wouldn't recommend you do that, because at the end of the day, that person is still going to live their life. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a true believer that if a person did something to you very, very wrong, and a person did something to you that has, in a lot of ways, alternated your future and alternated the way that you look at people, the way that you able to establish relations with people, I believe the universe will make sure they're taken care of. I'm a strong believer in that. I strongly believe. I hear all this stuff about people saying, is God real? Is God not real? Is God fake? Is it just science? I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. In my opinion, there is a God. God is real, and God take care of everything that he or she deems fit. That they deem fit. Right? But God, Allah, give us all the opportunity and give us a significant amount of time to make peace. To make peace with our past. To make peace with everything we've done. And make peace with anybody that done something to us. There's a time limit, God, Allah has us on a time limit at the end of the day. And you can use that opportunity to find ways in regards of healing, or you become a monster, or you simply become a monster. I can understand. I can't 100% obviously relate to everything the woman has went through, obviously. But I would be very selfish and very naive to believe that after years and years and years of abuse, both physically, psychologically, energetically, and spiritually, that you do to a person, especially a woman, that revenge would not cross their mind. Getting even would not cross their mind. You already gotta think about it. You're already dealing with an emotional creature who, whether they try to fake it or not, are always impacted on what people say about them, how people feel about them, and most importantly, what people do to them. The dumbest man in the world is a man who abused a woman and then still laid down right next to her at night. You are a fucking idiot. Like you are, praise Allah, God bless all my brothers and my sisters and my people. But if you just anybody that sit there and know they physically or mentally or spiritually abuse a woman and still have the audacity to lay down next to them, you are fucking stupid, my brother. That is too tough. That's my term. Too tough. A lot of us in this world are too tough. We're too tough. Now, I'm not making this to try to give women any type of leeway to do foul shit, because I'm a big person on on being organic. And if somebody, been hurting or abusing you for a period of time, and you just organically in a rage of passion has a reaction, then you have every right to have the reaction that you have. That's just what it is. I don't follow the Bible, but I understand the eye for an eye type of scenario, in a sense, because at the end of the day, we got people who literally walks around here purposely, bringing harm to people for no apparent reason. And people like that, got to be dealt with. That's just how I feel. I ain't saying everybody got to agree with it, but that's just how I feel. So, the only thing about situations and scenarios like that, when situations like that occur, it opens up a floodgate. It opens up a floodgate, because you gotta be, when you give one gender a specific amount of power, you're opening up the floodgates for everyone of that gender to receive the same leeway as the organic ones. And let's be completely honest, you got way more people, especially women out here, who looking more so for revenge than peace. And it's outweighing the ones who organically got to a point in life where they found peace. Because you're not going to hear about them. You're not going to see the scenarios. You're not going to see many situations with them. You're not going to see them. And that's just the human element point, though. I'm staying on the subject in regards of just particularly women, but that's just, that's just the way it is. So yes, women, I believe, have became the new bullies. But I can't fault them for it. Because we got to start being able, especially the men, we got to start taking some type of responsibility. And I'm speaking to the men that knows, we know what they have done, you know, at any point in life. Because we all not perfect. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I wasn't a person that wasn't, showcase any type of, more so psychological abuse than, than the next person. Because you never really know what abuse is until somebody literally tell you. And you may think you're just talking and you just saying bullshit or whatnot, but you might actually be hurting someone. You might actually literally be killing someone on the inside. And that's one of the things a lot of us gotta be able to understand and take accountability for, especially men. Because especially having scenarios where a lot of us are dating or even married or being with people that comes from different backgrounds, different, beliefs or whatever the case is. You know what I'm saying? Different environments, whatever the case is. Well, that's something that we gotta kind of do research on before we start dealing with people and understand their quote unquote love languages or what's good and what's not good, what's this and what's that, what is their version of an abusive relationship, and what's you gotta peep the signs. I mean, would it be much easier for our partners to tell us directly? Yeah, but that makes too much sense. Let's be real. That makes too much sense. If you, as a man, sitting here waiting for a damn woman to tell you exactly what bothers her, exactly what makes her tick, exactly what does this, exactly what does that, then brother, you are going to be waiting forever and ever and a long time after that to find that type of woman. You gonna be fucked around and died 4 times, came back, served a life sentence, died again, came back, became a basketball player, died again, come back, and she still won't give you an answer. And that's not an insult to women, but ladies, you gotta be honest with yourself. Y'all not the same damn person every day. But y'all do, showcase the same tendencies each week. Like if you pay attention to your woman, if you pay attention to a woman, she may not be the same person every day, but she the same persons each week. Listen to me. She may not be the same person every day, but she is the same persons each week. You just gotta notate. How is she on a Monday? How is she on a Tuesday? She bitching on a Wednesday. She mad on a Thursday. She won't fuck on a Friday. She don't want to be bothered on a Saturday. Cause she's sad. Sad third day. That's a bar. And then on Sunday, she going to church. She cooking dinner and shit. Like, I mean, it's just all about. That's why the internet, in a lot of ways, it has caused a lot of friction, and it's caused a lot of unrealistic expectations in regards of relationships. And I've been saying this shit for years. I literally been saying this ever since I got introduced to the internet. I never liked it, but I'm addicted to it, so I keep using it. I can admit that. But not to get off subject. That is just the ideology in regards of the woman's social consciousness.
We're going to talk more about it. Let's take a quick music break. This is Who Cares Podcast, hosted by Tim O'Thigh.
All right, all right, all right. We just about done. Not too far off regarding this episode so far, and hopefully, I hope this been making sense, and hopefully it has opened up a different perspective in regards of a lot of the reasoning why I chose to come with this episode. Why the women are becoming bullies. I think sometimes we just be needing a little reminder from each and every one about some of the journeys that we all have faced and a lot of the obstacles we have to overcome. With this particular episode being focused on from the women's for the women standpoint, just take, as men, we gotta look back sometimes as we go through our circles in life. Just take the seat back and just understand that we're not the only one in our partnerships that's dealing with a certain level of pressure. And but I will say, just go ahead and take the next 20, 30 seconds to kind of just let it all sink in and just do a little reflecting.
All right, all right, all right. We are back. We are back. And where did we leave off at? Yeah, that's just the ideology of the social consciousness of the woman. So yes, women have became the new bullies of the world, and as men, subconsciously, we understand the reasons why they have, because a lot of us men are man enough to admit that we have done, our share of women wrong, whether it's physically, whether it's mentally, spiritually, energetically, whether we was in regards of being deceitful, whether it was regards of not being 100% honest, that so we trying to make up, basically. We trying to make up for lost times. So that's why a lot of us are so quick to jump out and defend and fight and shoot and doing all kind of other shit, which I don't agree with as well, because like I said, it's an avalanche of personalities. It's an avalanche of energies that has. Oh, all right, so just had a. All right, so but I'm gonna go ahead and cut the podcast short, and I'm gonna leave it like that. So, to answer the question, ultimately, is women the new bullies? I say yes, yes they are, but they have every reason to be it. May not be all of them, but they got every reason to be it, and we just gotta be honest. We gotta be men, and we gotta be honest. A lot of reasons why they're acting like that, not all of them, it's because a large responsibility falls on us. But I will say, ladies, this is an opportunity for you to show us how it's supposed to be done. Just like y'all always have. Just be better than us. Just keep teaching us. Peace and blessings. Love to everybody. And hopefully everybody has a wonderful, wonderful week. I'm out.
Hopefully y'all enjoyed the show. I know this one's a little bit shorter than the typical ones, but kind of just wanted to take it straight to the point in this particular subject. But while I got you here, be on the lookout for more episodes to be coming up soon and doing some little upgrading on the YouTube page and the settings and everything. I want to say I appreciate everybody that tunes in every single view, every single subscriber, and just anybody who comes across and give me the opportunity to speak some hopefully influential or positive words and energy to you. But other than that, that's all I really got. Peace and blessings. Hopefully you have a great week, great weekend, or great upcoming time and reach all whatever goals you're trying to reach and all that other good stuff. So once again, thank you, and thank you.